recall a time in your life when everything was going well? Maybe it was a time you got your dream job, or when you met the love of your life, or when your small business was really taking off, or perhaps the time that your doctor told you you were cancer-free. Everything was filled with promise, and you couldn't wait to see how your life would unfold. Then something happened. Suddenly, all the excitement, all the hopes and joys dissolved into worry, pain, distress, and sadness. Well, that's pretty much the story of Palm Sunday and Holy Week. A mixed bag of extreme emotions. In some ways, our lives are not that much different from the life of Jesus. The human side of him, that is. The messiness is the same. The ups and downs, the joys and sorrows, the hopes and disappointments were all part of Jesus' life, and they're part of ours. Today we gather to celebrate Jesus' triumphant entry to the temple in Jerusalem as a king and awaited Messiah. The palm-waving crowds expected Jesus to be a great political and military leader who would free them from the tyranny of the Roman Empire. Though we all know that's not the kind of king Jesus was or is. So in a twist of irony, those very same people cheerfully waving their palms at Jesus and laying down their cloaks on the road are the people who would later become the raucous, spitting crowd who screamed, "Crucify him, crucify him," and insulted Jesus as he dragged himself to Calvary. It's very easy for us to get upset about how quickly these zealots turn on Jesus within only a few days. We might even feel holier than thou and chastise them for participating or not doing anything, when Jesus was executed days later. We wonder how they could have possibly been so fickle, so easily swayed, so ruthless in their spiritual depth. Ruthless, R-O-O-T-L-E-S-S. Both ruthless and ruthless as well, but rootless in their spiritual depth. But if we look at ourselves long and hard, we are these palm wavers. That's us. We are just as capable of turning our backs to the good and the righteous when we don't have all the facts, and even sometimes when we do. We can stand on the sidelines to cheer on someone in the moments of triumph, yet run for the hills when times get difficult. Whether we realize it or not, we always betray Jesus in some way or another. Every Palm Sunday and every other day, we abandon him and what he demands of us. In case we've forgotten, Jesus is the poor, the hungry, the lonely, and the incarcerated. Hence, we break his two greatest commandments whenever we don't put the needs of others before our own, or when we don't welcome those we don't know well, or when we don't empty ourselves of pride or resentment to heal broken relationships, including and especially forgiving others. The story of Palm Sunday demonstrates that we are not always our best selves, and it challenges us to see our own hypocrisy in the lives of Jesus' welcoming party. People who are all too human, just like us, in need of forgiveness and repentance. In the coming week, I ask that we all walk with Christ each day, not simply in awe and excitement, but also in faith. For faith is the key in recognizing love in the midst of hatred. It is the key in self-giving in the face of self-interest, hope in the face of despair, and life in the midst of death. May the palm wavers in Jerusalem inspire us to be better people by recognizing the profound goodness and holiness in our midst and growing in our ability to imitate Jesus in both love and humility. And as we prepare to come to the table where Jesus offers himself again, pray for the grace that will strengthen and sustain us on our walk with Christ.
Thank you for joining us for this celebration of the Mass. This virtual Mass is broadcast to hundreds of people every day of the week. You know, over 100 years ago, the very first celebrations of the Mass took place on the second floor of the Glenview Public House. It's been inconceivable that 100 years later, we would be reaching so many people all over the world through this technology. If you'd like to support the ongoing broadcasts of OLPH's Masses, please go to our website, go to Give Central, and you'd be able to support the ongoing outreach of this virtual ministry. Thank you for your support. Most of all, thank you for joining us in prayer. God bless you.